What are your top 10 innovations, inventions that you've done or haven't done? I'm Oatmeal, this is my bowl, and I want to tell you about my top 10 innovations. And I've already made this video like yesterday, but I want to make a shorter version. So number 10, flying skateboard and flying TV. I came up with this idea when I was about 10 years old in 95. Because about 95, I came up with the idea, like I drew a picture of a flying TV and other things. Because, I like to draw. But like maybe 2 years before that, when I was about 8, I was trying to make a skateboard fly, or like my sister's old door to fly. Because like I got the inspiration from back in the future. In the future we're gonna have like flying hoverboards in 2015 or something, and flying skateboards. But like I really wanted to try to do that, and I really believe that I could somehow do that, even as 8 years old. And even though I'm not a scientist or anybody who knows how to do those kinds of things, that's, like I was really trying to do it. Number 9, board games, and I made it at least one board game for my younger sister, and but it's kind of like chess, but with like different pieces, like a super queen or something. Number 8, I made kind of like a taxi bike. I had a wagon, and I put wood all around it to make it like one of those old wagons that they had a long time ago with the horses. And I built a lot of different things, like in the tree, like tree forts and stuff on the ground, a dollhouse for my sister, different things out of wood or smaller things. A lot of different things. Even like I was in art classes growing up, and so like in high school, because I was homeschooled, but then I went to high school and I took like almost all the art classes, and I made things out of like clay and draw pictures, and so I made things, and it was really interesting. Number 7, a robot. I tried to make a robot out of the bowling ball pins. The pins that you knock down when you play bowling. And I nailed the pins together when I was about 7 years old. But then I couldn't make it move. I could not make the robot move. But I was trying to come up with a way to make it like move on its own. I think I would need some kind of like electricity, but I didn't know how to make I don't know how to make electricity. Number 6, the way I draw people, and you can see them in pictures. Like I just draw it really fast, like the head, and then like the legs, and then all the people would look the same, so I wasn't like discriminative. Number 5, the pokeball table was for my senior project in high school, my last year, so that I could graduate. And it's a table that I made for this game that's it's called gutter ball or carpet ball, and it's sort of like pool, and I built it with some help from some friends, and it was a lot of fun. I'm sort of like a carpenter, and so I kind of enjoy, and like I've always enjoyed making things with my hands. Number 4, Ironic Mystic. It's the name of a company. First, it started out as the name of a console like a video game console machine that could play all the different like Nintendo games, Sega games, Sony PlayStation games, and I came up with this idea in 95. I got the inspiration from like a commercial or something, like a contest, I think, like I was watching Power Rangers, and they had this like contest of like making your own kind of monster and sending it in, and then they would use it on one of the episodes. But then I didn't really know how the mail worked, and I don't think I ever got it sent. I'm not sure, but kind of sad. But I came up with my own system called Ironic Mystic, and later in like 2000 or 2001, I started using it in the credits in the videos I would make when I was about 15, and since then. Number 3, EA, encouragement articles. This is something that started out as an imitation to Pokemon cards, and I wanted to rival them and make something that's better, but then base them off real people. Instead of coming up with like imaginary monsters, I would just use people, and then make up like superpowers for them based on things that are true about the people. Like if I like a girl, so I can draw a picture of her on a little card, and then say that she's like strawberry delicious, or she has strawberry powers or something, because I like strawberry. So it's like my way of saying that I like her. But in a way, I try to keep it professional, because I'm not just like hitting on the girls, even though it kind of appeared that way. And in a way, I was hitting on the girls, but it wasn't just that, if you know what I mean. For all you ladies out there, like, and also, you know, to try to not to be stereotypical or biased or sexist or something, I made the EA encouragement articles for the guys too. And then later, like 2006, I made like the idea of PAB, P-A-B, PAB, Praying Address Book, which is like a culmination of the EA and address books, and like, so you can know, like, you can have like a book that tells you about your different, you know, contacts, friends, family members, all the people that you would put in an address book, and, you know, where they live, you know, how to contact them, because it's an address book, and also, like, you know, what they're doing, what, you know, what's going on in their lives. Maybe some pictures so that you know what they look like, and, you know, what kind of prayers or praises or, you know, things are going on in their lives, so that you can have all this information all in one place. It's like a 3-in-1 deal kind of thing. Number 2, the Arnold Attic Films, which I started around 95 or 96 when I was about 10 years old. All the videos that I made from about 96 to 2003, while I was still living at home, before I went off to college, before I graduated high school, for about, I don't know, about 7 years or so. You know, before I was 19 years old, you know, I made these videos with my family and friends, and so I call it the Arnold Attic Films. It's a legacy. It's a canon. 44 tapes. Very interesting, and I'm still trying to like digitally re-enhance them, like George Lucas did with his Star Wars. And I could put that as number 1. For some reason, I'm not gonna put that as number 1. Instead, number 1 is gonna be this the idea of trying to be a missionary, trying to turn myself into somebody that can like help people. And that's an idea that I continue to try to do every day. I wake up and say, what can I do for people? It's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog, says Michael Jordan. And I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. So I drew pictures when I was about 9 or 10 years old of like living in a mountain house, like a house inside a mountain, or like sometimes like I would draw pictures of really big houses, or, you know, I came up with different ideas, like even a picture of a platform with wheels and balloons, and I would be like an inspirational speaker, and I could like travel around and try to motivate people. And so I want to try to help people. So that's the number 1 innovation or invention, is the invention of me, Original Oatmeal. I came up with my own, well, I mean, I started eating oatmeal, cooking my own oatmeal when I was about 8, and then other people started seeing that I would always eat oatmeal, and then they would start calling me Oatmeal, and you are what you eat. So what do you think about that? What are your top 10 innovations that you've done or haven't done that you failed? But just let me know.